I exist in the universe.
Or a flickering lamp, a phantom, or a dream.
The universe exists within me. So is all conditioned existence to be seen.
Interesting. Hello, 2012. Hi. Hello. Good evening. I am Ola, spirit scientist from the future, and you will be ecstatic to know the world is not going to end. Woo! Yay! You seem slightly underwhelmed. What year is it?
2017.
2017. Oh shit. So. Forgive me. Sorry. What's 5 years of your destination, right? That might not be okay. But no matter. Still, I can see it here now in your beaming faces, in your dribbling lips, quivering in exultation. What is to come? What is this mystery? I mean, who the fuck is this guy? Right? I present to you the remarkable, the phenomenal, the somewhat unreliable Lux Concordia. Oh, thank you. Yes, you see, it tends to malfunction from time to time. I mean, most of the time I don't even know if I'm in the past, the present, or the future. I'm all over the place, you know. I didn't think I was going to make it. Before I was here, there was everywhere darkness, emptiness. Well, not darkness, like lights, like really bright lights, and I was falling and falling and falling and falling. Well, not falling, I was standing, still frozen, motionless, forever. Well, not standing, flying. I was flying through space, through time. I could see time like an object as I was flung through it, through the multiverse, past the 12 dimensions, into hyperspace for 3 minutes. It was quite traumatic. But no matter. No time like the present, right? God. I wanted to talk to 2012, you see, not 2017, like, not sure what to say. But what's 5 years of your destination? But, you see, a moment ago, I came from the year 2027. And wow, what a place. Free energy, growing global peace, love, prosperity, abundancy. In this future, we have remembered that we belong to each other, not to ourselves. Reality defying, no? A radical shift in paradigm, yes? Yes. So much good is happening in the future I come from, and it is seriously exciting, mind-blowing. So naturally, I just had to come back here to remind you of the future. You see, this change began in 2012. That is why I wanted to go there. But to you here in 2017, these past 5 years, they must have been dramatic, no? Well, changed in a good way, perhaps. Yes. No. I sense no. No. Okay. But I titillate you to consider that it might not be what we conventionally think. Perhaps there is a greater awareness today of what is really going on, and a greater awareness of what we really want in the world. much more so than the past, yes. But perhaps not quite enough collective intention to make a utopia yet. Da. Give it a couple of years. Give it a couple of years. Just you wait. Oh, beautiful. Yes. But still, I can see in the eyes, behind your eyes, you're now thinking, okay. Well, how is this possible? How is this possible that I could be here reminding you of the future? It is very simple. Well, it is not, but I will try my best to explain to you. Past, present, and future. Linear time is an illusion fashioned by the brain. Past, present, and future is actually happening simultaneously, literally at the same time. I don't actually have time to explain it to you. Literally, because there is no time. Time does not exist in that way. Poof! Complicated. Yes. Maybe try not to intellectualize it. Maybe try to remember it. To feel it. Remember that the only thing that is ever happening in this whole continuum of time and space is now. And the only thing that is happening now is we are simply having an experience. A beautiful two-way experience. It is delicious, no? You are just so tasty, all of you. And I just want to take this moment to thank you for this moment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this moment. And this moment. And don't forget this one coming up. And so on to infinity and beyond, okay? The only thing that is important, ever, in the whole continuum of time and space, is your experience here, now, in this moment. And this is very important as we create the future, because it has already happened. It exists as a probability, and it is currently happening. We are making it happen, here, now, in this moment. It's a happening place, dude. And it is beautiful. Oh, it is so unbelievably beautiful. And you should know this. 2017. 2017, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 years is quite a lot to get off your destination. There might be another. What am I trying to say? There's another. Could be another. Did I mention this was broken? I think there's something wrong with the toroidal vortex, and I don't know. I was running late, and it's a bit temperamental, you know. And okay, look, admittedly ironic that the time traveler should be running late, but well, the Concordia, it may have ripped the flow of time, which could have some rather serious. But in those moments, which are very unlikely, but if they did happen, I will need your help. Just try to stay in the moment. Your collective consciousness will act like a beacon of light and illuminate this point in time and space. And you know, my bad, okay? My bad for this dilemma. It is just one of the side effects of incorrect fifth dimensional manipulation. I mean, you know what it's like. It's like you go playing with time. Time plays with you. That pesky infinite shit. And look, I don't want you to feel pressured, okay? I don't want you to feel pressured, like you must do this thing for me, fantastic knees. But if you did happen to lose focus, I could potentially die. Totally, utterly die. Or maybe not die, but get absorbed back into universal consciousness, which is, oh God, it's a beautiful thing. But I will not get to explain this future to you. And you simply must remember it. It's just so beautiful. Okay? Okay, good. Good. Okay. I just need to get that off my chest. Right. Let me continue. There is much to explain, much to discuss, much to explore about this remarkable reality we are co-creating. So let me start off by saying, for now, this is, oh my God. Gentlemen, please stop this useless muttering! This is not some Neolithic pagan ritual, this is 1943. If we are successful with the Philadelphia experiment, the ship could become totally invisible to radar. Just think of the potential for this technology. By using Einstein's theoretical calculations and my electromagnetic generator technology, we will wrap the ship in conductive materials and oscillate. You are writing this down, yes? With the use of my antenna located in the mast of the Eldridge, we will raise the ship's magnetic frequencies to never before seen intensities. But gentlemen, these levels of electromagnetism are unprecedented, particularly given the fact that we still do not yet understand this fundamental force of nature, magnetism. How it may affect the fabric of reality at these levels is speculative at best, but I can assure you that my electromagnetic generators will be more than sufficient in supplying the electricity levels required. Gentlemen, if we are successful with the experiment today, not only could it guarantee America's national security, it could allow the military to have total global domination over any tactical operation. We will survive the Second World War. And let it be known that science was its savior. Oh, good God. Oh, good God. Good God. Good. Oh, good. I'm alive! Oh, thank you so much! Thank you! Oh my God! You're fantastic knees! Oh my God! Oh, I knew something like this was going to happen. God, you go playing with time, time plays with you, that pesky infinite shit. Oh, but time, Time. Time is a great teacher, you know? It's unfortunate it kills all its pupils. Men talk of killing time, but secretly time is killing them of old age, and I'm not jerking off time. I mean, time's a jerk, but but time Time. Well, time is scary. It's scary. I mean, what is my time? And how much time do I have? I don't know. It's scary. Sometimes it's just so totally out of my control, and yet I'm supposed to be the time traveler. Huh? But at least I can say I'm in control of this experience, right? I am, but well, I thought I am, but I'm just not very disciplined. You know, I'm all over the place. You know, literally existing in a multiverse of realities, and it's my first time traveling on my own. Okay? I mean, you try jumping through a trippy toroidal vortice and see what happens. I mean, how many magic mushrooms can you take? No, not your drug of choice. Ayahuasca? No. San Pedro? No. IoT? No. Okay. LSD? No. DMT? No. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, of course. Psychedelic drugs are not yet legal in 2017. This is correct, yes? Of course! Oh, 2017! Still in the closet about the nature of consciousness! No matter. But I can tell you the bad news about time. The bad news about time is time flies like gone. And the other thing about time that you should know is that it is well, it is a donut. It's a big trans-dimensional continuum of a donut. You know, what goes around comes around, history repeats itself, blah 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 blah. But the good news is we are the donut pilots. You know, we get to control the big fat donut experiences. Yeah, and I am getting distracted, forgive me. I could just stay here in this time frame, this frame of time, this moment, just... Oh, I'm getting serious deja vu right now. Do not underestimate the power of deja vu. But it's absurd though, right? I mean, what is time? Does time exist? Does it not exist? Maybe time exists so that we can have an experience. Maybe it exists so we can learn from the past and grow into the future, greater than before. Maybe the universe created time because how could it grow and have an experience without it? Hello. Hello. Oh, it's so wonderful to meet you. Colors and their fantastic names. Wow. It's, sorry, I'm so excited. How to start? A moment ago, we were in the digital age. But here, now, in 2027, we are in the spiritual age. And wow, what a place. Hello, sorry, rude for me not to start with this. I am Ola, spirit scientist, metaphysical historian, light worker, logical, intuitive. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for coming. This year marks the 10th anniversary of when Donald Trump was elected to presidency of United States. And look how far we have changed since then. Trump had provided many insights for humanity. He exposed the corruption, not only in politics, but fake news, corporate media, the ruling class, and, not to mention, he also provided Earth with full disclosure on its contact with extraterrestrial life. And as a result of such actions and observations, we now have interplanetary, intergalactic tourism, trade, and contact. And as a result, we have free wireless energy, growing global peace, love, prosperity. It is seriously exciting. But, as a respected spirit scientist of the future, I would like to share with you today some of my discoveries in science and spirituality and how they were mutually important in our progress here into the present day. Allow me to begin. Okay. It all began before I created the Lux Concordia. I was obsessed with the substance of physical reality. I mean, I am physical, yes. I am real, I am solid. But what makes this real? I mean, what makes it solid? What are the fundamental building blocks at the base of it all? And the answer was not what I conventionally thought. I have discovered that there are no fundamental particles, but rather a never-ending spectrum of smaller and smaller particles, so small that they slip beyond this dimension, and that these other dimensions of reality are continuously folding deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into themselves, creating an infinite toroidal continuum that interpenetrates itself holographically. It's a tricky subject. And conventional science fails to recognize this infinity that we come from because it is reaching the boundary of this physical reality. It is reaching the limitations of this third dimension. And it is because of this reason that I became a spirit scientist, a logical intuitive. Because spirit and intuition are intimately connected to this infinity. They are unbounded by the three dimensions of this physicality. And it seems impossible, but it is from this unbounded infinity that everything comes from. All the fundamental forces, all the particles, all the galaxies, everything physical comes rising out of this infinity in ways of energy and vibration. And when I realized this, I was like, wow, complicated. And then it made me realize that what is physical is really just a symphony of vibration. Matter is really just energy sitting at different levels of harmonic vibration, you know. But I then started to panic. How do I know I'm really here if I'm just made of energy and vibration and I live in a complicated multiverse of realities? It was a lot to process. And then it dawned on me. Could physical reality simply just be a manifestation of thought? As in, it is something tangible that comes from an abstract realm, just like the Big Bang, just like a thought popping out of the imagination. Could we really just be thoughts of the universe? Is life just like this dream that we forgot we are in? And if we remember the dream, could we control the dream? Are we controlling the dream already and we just don't realize it? But what does this mean? Are you real? Are you real? Is this floor real? Am I really here? Do I even exist? Is that even important? And that's when I realized, I think the only thing that is important is my experience. Because who cares what reality is, right? Because we still get to experience it as real. And we get to share it. We get to share it. That is where I felt the spirit to the science. I felt it in my heart. And the connection between people. And I'm here to tell you that that feeling in the heart is intimately connected to the infinity of reality. Wow. This is where I began my journey as a spirit scientist, a logical intuitive. And like all things, it needs balance, hence logical intuitive, but not too much later, I started re-exploring my past lives. And with the information, I found that you can cough, that's fine. It's good, it's good. Boom! Excellent. And with the information I found in my past, that is how I created my glitchy Lux Concordia. I had this crazy vision of you just staring at me blankly, looking like, what the fuck's going on? God, what is up with this cantankerous device? Damn you and your immaterialism! Forgive me. I do not usually drop in and out like this. It is terribly unprofessional of me. Sorry. Where was I? Oh yes. Reminding you of the future. Yeah. In the future, you see, we do not need to pay to travel. There are no borders, you do not need passports, you don't need anything. You want to go somewhere in the world, you go. You go because it's your birthright. It's your birthright as a child of the planet. Because nobody owns the planet except the planet. I went to a monastery. But I did not study religion, you see. They were philosophers and mathematicians who are not as boring as they sound, just so you know. But every day they would leave their monastery to walk around this enormous spiral, contemplating their meditations. This was that spiral. Oh, look at this toroidal vortice that has appeared. Wow. Budget effects, wow. This was that spiral. This is known as the golden ratio, or the divine proportion. It is known as divine because it is the perfect expression of growth in nature. But what is curious is how we see life trying to imitate this ratio. And it does so through a different mathematical sequence called Fibonacci, Fibonacci. I love that DT. Yes. You can see the shell, it is getting close to the line, but it goes above and then under and above and under, and then it gets closer and closer. And what is interesting is you can see this invisible math of Fibonacci expressed most elegantly here in the spiral of a pine cone. Can you see that? Do you see the spiral here?